It's still early days in the NBA season for one to start making ultimate predictions on which team will win the NBA championship, what teams will make it to the playoffs, or the players that will be awarded the honorary call-up to the All-Star team. Although there are just two players for now that are on the front line of becoming this year's MVP, it's still early days. However, this is what we do know for a certainty. The Dallas Mavericks are the most exciting and entertaining team in the league this season. And when you do watch this team, you wouldn't need an expert analyst for you to point out that player that makes the Mavericks string and perform amazing. In the eyes of the entire universe, Luka Doncic has been the standout player, not just for his team, but the most outstanding player in the NBA. His awesomeness on the court of play is simply genius. Luka has gotten the full praise of fans, coaches, fellow players, and even legends in the game. Michael Jordan described Doncic as a genius and a legend in the making. At just 23 years of age, El Matador, as he's also known, has been compared to legends like Jason Kidd for his excellent passing, Larry Bird for his close to perfect on-time finishing, LeBron James for his high IQ, to read the game exceptionally, and Stephen Curry for his long-range shooting. Recently, Luka put himself in the same record books with the 80s legend Wilt Chamberlain. Since his introduction into the NBA, he's been in the headlines because he's just unstoppable. But then, the only question on every fan's mind is, what is this young man's story? Well, here's the story of how Luka Doncic became an unstoppable NBA player. Luka Doncic was born in Ljubljana, the capital city of Slovenia. His father, Sasha Doncic, was a former professional basketball player, so it's no surprise where Luka got his pure talent from. As he began to talk and walk, his parents were shocked by Luka's deep love for the game. His family said that Luka was only 7 months old when he first touched a basketball, and from that very day, he never left it. When Luka turned 7, he started playing regular basketball with kids older than he was. When asked about his tender years, Luka said, "I was always training and playing with older kids who had much more experience than me. Many were bigger and faster than me too, so I had to beat them with my brain." When Luka was 13, he left home for Spain, where he joined Real Madrid, where he signed a 5-year contract. From the very start, he became the star player of the under-16 team. In just his first 2 seasons, Luka had earned himself a lot of awards, including MVP accolades in numerous tournaments and also winning the under-18 Next Generation Tournament in 2015. In no time, Luka Doncic made his professional debut for the senior team of Real Madrid at just 16 years of age. Sadly for him, he didn't get much playing time. The head coach said Luka needed to grow in weight and muscle mass so as to be able to compete against the top players. Little did he know that Luka's biggest asset was his brains. In his 3rd season, he got to play without restrictions due to significant injuries to the starting 5. Luka took on the rare opportunity heads-on and excelled at it. Luka was so great that he became the best player on the team, and as the best player, he carried the entire team on his young shoulders. He was just 18 years old. He carried them that year all the way, as his team managed to win the EuroLeague championship, and Luka was awarded the EuroLeague MVP award, becoming the youngest player to ever win the accolade. He was unplayable from the start to the end of the league, averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 4.3 assists per game. That same year, Luka proved to the basketball world that he wasn't a one-tournament wonder or a fluke when he put on the jersey of the Slovenian national team. Young Luka Doncic, alongside a prime Goran Dragic, led the Slovenian national team to its first European Championship triumph with a team that everyone wrote off at the beginning of the tournament. No one thought that team would win a game, moreover winning the ultimate crown. Luka Doncic instantly became a Slovenian legend and was set for the next phase of his career, the NBA. Going into the NBA, it would be no mistake to say that Luka was the greatest player to come into the NBA, with an entire list of EuroLeague accolades associated with his name. In the NBA, Luka Doncic was predicted to be the first overall pick of that NBA draft, but to everyone's surprise, Luka wasn't even the 2nd or 3rd overall pick. In a quest to explain their reasons for such a terrible mistake, the NBA scouts claimed that Luka lacked the athletic build and physique to compete and zero chance to dominate in the NBA. Luka was drafted that night by the Atlanta Hawks and was immediately traded to the Dallas Mavericks for Trae Young and a first-round pick. The Dallas Mavericks announced Luka to their fans like every other random pick they had. Little did they know that they were announcing their greatest player to wear a Maverick shirt. Given a random number 77, little did they know that they were about to give the shirt number to the greatest player to ever wear that number in the NBA. But regardless of it all, he was announced and not traded off like the unfortunate Atlanta Hawks that saw Trae Young as a better option. In his first season, Luka showed the NBA why he was worth all the hype they heard in Spain and Slovenia. Luka sent shockwaves throughout the NBA as he recorded 30-point triple-doubles and multiple triple-doubles in his first year with a team as weak as the Dallas Mavericks. In that same rookie year, Luka averaged 21 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. In May of that year, Luka was called up along with other exceptional rookies for the all-rookie first team. Trae Young was also called, though, to the listening pleasure of the Hawks fans. Furthermore, in June, the next month, Luka Doncic was awarded the prestigious NBA Rookie of the Year award. "He was just incredible," said billionaire owner Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban was so impressed with the young lad that he did everything to make Luka comfortable in Dallas, including a mansion next to his, in an area dominated by just billionaires. Luka Doncic kept on dominating game upon game in the seasons that followed. He became a very familiar face on the NBA All-Star team, playing next to legends and veterans of the game. Luka was still a standout player in those games. This very season is just Luka's fourth, and he has already been a three-time NBA first-team player. His skills on the court are second to none. His scoring abilities are one of a kind, and his footwork is the slowest yet most effective tool in his arsenal, and his IQ, second to maybe the king LeBron James. Luka Doncic has already put his name in the GOAT conversation. Yeah, he's still a child when compared to the other greats. He is still, however, an upcoming great, poised to be the next greatest of all time, at least for his generation. Sports analysts say that the French footballer Kylian Mbappe in football is everything Luka Doncic is in basketball. Luka keeps breaking records upon records every given match day. He recently joined the great Wilt Chamberlain in the historical record books for his amazing record of being the second basketball player to start an NBA season, scoring 30-plus points in his first 8 straight games. It's quite dangerous when factoring in the fact that Luka Doncic is still yet to mature in the NBA, and he's still working on himself every season to be a better player than he was in the previous season, working hard to strengthen lapses in his game such as his defending. The Dallas Mavericks have a great chance to win multiple championships with this man on their team. All they need to do is surround him with better players, at least 2 more players that can average 25 a game. And also, the coach of the Mavericks should do his homework and come up with a defensive formation that blocks opponents out and reduces points conceded. With just these little additions to the team, the Mavericks are confident of glory. Either way, we're still glad to watch the unique talents of the awesome Luka Doncic. He is truly an unstoppable NBA player.